I'm Matt Bichard and I'm at the London Landmark Hotel for EPRA's annual convention. Joining me is Alex Moss, the head of Global Property Securities Analytics with Macquarie Securities. Alex, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Let's start, if we could, looking at Europe. Where do you see the best real estate investment opportunities now?
Sure. Well, I think at the moment we're really looking at West End offices and we're looking at very, very prime regional shopping centres. I think the big change has been that city offices have probably run their course a little bit. We can now see oversupply coming in. So within central London, very much focusing on the West End, where a diverse tenant base and a shortage of supply means that there should be capital growth over the next 12 to 24 months.
And unfortunately, when someone's got a good outlook, there's usually someone with not so good. Where do you see the markets or areas with the biggest challenge?
Sure. Well, I think UK high street shops are going to be a big issue. We see strong pressure on the retailers as a tenant base, and potentially some of the European shopping centres in less than prime locations. Industrial we see as still being fairly flat, but I would say retail is probably an area of great weakness.
REITs in the US recently celebrated their 50th anniversary, and we've seen over the years REITs expand in Europe. What impact has that growth had on the market?
I think it's had a big impact because it's now definitely a lead indicator. So when the UK REITs refinanced in the first quarter of 2009, that really signalled the turning point of the direct property market. And you can see again with the large sort of French REITs a similar situation. So I think it's become incredibly important to understand the REIT market as a leading indicator of the direct property market.
And we're here at the EPRA Annual Convention, start of September. Are there any issues or trends that you're keeping your eye on that may kind of change your outlook?
Yes, and sadly they're both on the downside. The first is obviously any unexpected upward movement in bond yields. That's been the big driver of capital values over the last 18 months. So any upward movement in those. And secondly, really what the banks do with their unwanted loan books and their unwanted property. That is something we need to keep a very close eye on.
Anything on the positive side?
Oh, the positive side normally takes care of itself, to be honest. So those are the two negatives we're trying to focus on.
Great. Alex, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
For more REIT news and analysis, be sure to visit REIT.com as well as EPRA.com.